The lights of Chicago never sleep, and neither do the stories buried beneath them. Tonight, we're diving into something that's been whispered in the streets, dissected in barbershops, and debated on every corner of social media. It's about Lil Durk, the OTF king who rose from the trenches to become a global rap figure. But behind that fame, there's a side nobody's ever dared to talk about. A side that just got cracked wide open by King Von's own mother. For years, fans thought they knew the full story: brotherhood, loyalty, and pain wrapped in fame. But when Von's mom recently broke her silence, the internet went into complete meltdown. Her words weren't just emotional, they were explosive. "Durk ain't tell y'all everything," she said during a teary-eyed moment that left fans speechless. That one sentence sent shockwaves through the rap community. Was it betrayal? Was it guilt? Or was it the truth finally clawing its way to the surface? What really happened between Durk and Von before everything went dark? The streets have theories, but tonight, we're unpacking every hidden layer. From the DMs that mysteriously disappeared to the emotional confessions caught off camera, this is the hidden side of Lil Durk's story. The city of Chicago hums differently at night. Streetlights flicker over cracked sidewalks, and the whispers of legends gone too soon still hang in the air. But lately, those whispers have turned into something heavier, something people can't ignore anymore. And it all begins with King Von's mom, sitting in a dimly lit living room, voice trembling, eyes filled with memories and something darker, the weight of untold truth. "They used to call each other brothers," she says softly. But toward the end, it didn't feel like brotherhood no more. That one line, simple, quiet, almost accidental, hit the internet like a bomb. Within hours, clips from her live stream spread across social media. Hashtags like #DurkVonTruth and #OTFDrama started trending, and everyone wanted to know, what did she mean? What didn't the world see? In the world of rap, loyalty is sacred, especially in OTF, where brotherhood was the brand, and loyalty was the currency. But behind the scenes, things weren't as clean as the lyrics made them sound. As Von's mother tells it, tension had been building long before his tragic death, subtle at first, then sharp enough to cut through the music itself. She recalls how Von started pulling back in his last months. Fewer calls to Durk, longer studio sessions alone, and mysterious text messages, she said, felt like warnings. Fans brushed it off at first, chalking it up to creative differences or street noise. But now, after her statement, people are asking, was Von trying to tell us something? In one of her interviews, Von's mom said, "I used to hear him on the phone saying, 'They don't love me like they say they do.' I thought it was just the industry talking. But now I think he knew." Durk, meanwhile, has stayed silent. No interviews, no responses. Just a few cryptic posts on his Instagram stories, a prayer emoji, a black heart, and one line that read, "Real ones move in silence." But silence is a double-edged sword. To fans, it either means peace or guilt. And then there's the footage, leaked from an unreleased documentary filmed weeks before Von's passing. In it, Von sits with his head down, hoodie up, voice low. "Everybody ain't built like you think. Some folks smile in your face, but they preying on your fall. It's love until it's not." The camera lingers on him. You can see it in his eyes. Something was haunting him. Something unspoken. Von's mom says she begged him to step back, to focus on his family, maybe even leave the rap game for a while. But he just shook his head. "Ma, I'm too deep in it now. I can't stop. Not when people depend on me." She wipes a tear as she recalls that conversation, the last one they had before that night in Atlanta. And that's when she says something that made everyone freeze. "He told me if anything happened to him, to look at who stayed quiet." Fans instantly turned that line into speculation fuel. Some pointed fingers at Durk, others said she was being manipulated by online drama. But those who knew the streets, those who lived the code, felt a chill, because in their world, silence often speaks louder than words. Durk and Von had shared more than music. They shared loss, pain, and brotherhood. But when money and fame started rising, so did jealousy. One producer close to the team told an anonymous source, they loved each other, no doubt. But once that spotlight hit, it wasn't the same. You could feel the tension. The calls got shorter, the meetings colder. They both wanted to be king. Rumors swirled that Vaughn had been planning to start his own label, separate from OTF, while still keeping things family. But some people didn't like that idea. It's the kind of move that turns brothers into rivals, and rivals into ghosts. The video continues with Vaughn's mom talking about Durk visiting her after Vaughn's death. He came through, quiet, respectful. But I could tell he was nervous. His eyes kept darting to Vaughn's pictures. I asked him if he wanted to say something for the camera. He said, "Nah, some things don't need to be said." That's when I knew something was off. Behind-the-scenes footage allegedly shows that visit Durk dressed in all black, sunglasses on indoors, surrounded by a few people who looked more like security than friends. The atmosphere was tense. Not grief, tension. That's where the first spark of conspiracy started. Some fans believed there was a bigger story hidden under the public narrative: business deals gone wrong, power shifts, and maybe even betrayal. And Vaughn's mom's words just reignited it all. In one emotional Instagram live, she said, "If you loved my son, why you never defended his name after he died? Why you let people run wild with lies?" Her voice cracks. He gave you loyalty. All he wanted was the same. The comments section went crazy. Some sided with her, others called her grief-stricken and misled. But the more she spoke, the more it seemed like she was holding back something, as if she knew more than she could say on camera. One post showed an old text between Vaughn and his mom. "Vaughn, they watching me, ma." "Mom, who?" "Vaughn, people close." 3 dots appeared. Then the message ended. That was the last text she says she ever got before everything changed forever. Meanwhile, other OTF members started moving differently, deleting posts, unfollowing accounts, and staying unusually quiet online. A few days later, Durk was spotted leaving a studio late at night, surrounded by heavy security. Reporters tried asking questions, but he kept his head down, earbuds in, and walked straight into his SUV. The silence wasn't just from Durk's camp. Even people who were once vocal about Vaughn stopped mentioning his name, as if they were all told to let it rest. But fans didn't let it rest. They started connecting dots: old interviews, song lyrics, live clips. They said the clues were always there, we just didn't pay attention. One lyric from Vaughn's unreleased track sent shivers down listeners' spines when it leaked. "Loyalty ain't love, it's a test you can fail / when the bread too big, some hearts go stale." By the time that line hit Twitter, it was trending worldwide. Everyone wanted to know, was Vaughn talking about Durk? A few weeks later, a mysterious YouTube channel dropped a hidden audio, allegedly from a private conversation between 2 insiders close to both camps. In the recording, one voice says, "They wanted Vaughn to chill, but he ain't wanna play ball no more. That's why things got messy." The second voice responds, "Messy how?" But the clip ends abruptly. Whether real or fake, the damage was done. Fans took it as confirmation that something dark was brewing behind the scenes. Vaughn's mom reposted the video with a single caption, "Now you see." The streets of Chicago started buzzing again. Murals of Vaughn got new candles. Fans started tagging Durk in old photos, demanding answers. And still, no response. But the silence spoke volumes. Because when a story this big starts to unravel, it doesn't just shake fans, it shakes families, reputations, and legacies. And as Vaughn's mom says in her final words of that interview, the truth always comes out. Maybe not when you want it to, but it will. The camera fades on her face, tears streaming down as she whispers, "He ain't die for nothing." The next chapter in this tangled story opens with a sound no one expected, a voice note, one that allegedly came from an old group chat between Vaughn's inner circle. The audio leaked overnight, and by morning, every rap blog and gossip page from Say Cheese TV to Candidly Cassie was running with it. In the grainy, muffled clip, a familiar voice, believed to be one of Vaughn's closest friends, says, "Bro was starting to move different. He stopped trusting people. He knew too much." The tone is heavy, nervous, like someone remembering a conversation they wish they'd forgotten. That clip spread like wildfire. Fans dissected every second, slowing it down, amplifying background noise, trying to figure out who else was in the room. But the thing that made everyone pause wasn't just what was said, it was what wasn't said. After the voice says he knew too much, there's silence, and then a door slams. It was enough to send shockwaves through the community. Vaughn's mom saw it too. She went live again that same night, her face lit by the glow of her phone, thousands watching in real time. Her words came slow, deliberate, heavy. "You're hearing what I've been trying to tell you. Vaughn didn't die by chance. There was a setup, not from enemies, but from people close." The chat went crazy. Comments flooded in, "She's telling the truth. She's gone too far. Durk better say something." But Durk stayed silent. Not a post. Not a like. Nothing. Behind the scenes, however, insiders started whispering that Durk's camp was panicking. One anonymous source close to the label told Rap Radar, "He's been in meetings non-stop. Phones locked up. No cameras, no press. They trying to control the narrative before it explodes." But the narrative was already out of control. Because hours after Vaughn's mom went live, another video surfaced. This time, a security cam clip from a studio in Atlanta, allegedly the last place Vaughn recorded before his death. In the footage, Vaughn is pacing back and forth, agitated, waving his hands. Two other men are sitting on the couch, one of them with a phone to his ear. You can't hear much, but Vaughn's lips read clear. He switched up. The internet went insane. Fans lined up screenshots, comparing timestamps, matching Vaughn's outfit to his last known appearance. Within hours, conspiracy threads popped up everywhere. Was he talking about Durk? Did OTF split before the truth came out? And then another twist. A message from Durk's burner account leaked through a hacker group that claimed to have accessed old conversations. One message read, "I told him stop talking, stop moving reckless. I tried to save him." Whether real or fake, fans didn't care. It was drama, and it felt real enough to believe. Vaughn's mom reposted that screenshot with a chilling caption, "Save him from who?" That one line broke the internet again. Days later, DJ Bands, who had been close to both of them, went live on Instagram to clear the air. But instead of calming things, he added gasoline to the fire. "Man, it wasn't no beef, but y'all gotta understand, when money gets big, people start feeling left out. That's just facts. And sometimes, the people around you ain't built for the fame." But viewers caught what he didn't say. He never denied the claims. He just said it wasn't beef. Meanwhile, fans noticed Durk unfollowed several mutual friends and deleted dozens of old posts with Vaughn. The internet didn't need more fuel. It already had a full blaze. Every move, every silence, every deleted picture became part of the story. Then, out of nowhere, an unreleased voice memo appeared on TikTok. It was short, just Vaughn saying, "If I don't make it back, tell my mama I love her." The clip had over 2 million plays in 6 hours. But what got people's attention wasn't the line. It was the faint sound of someone else's voice in the background. Fans claimed it sounded like Durk. Was it edited? Maybe. But in today's internet world, perception is everything. Vaughn's mom jumped back online, visibly upset. "He said it himself," she cried. "He felt something was wrong. He ain't paranoid, he was warning us." People began connecting even deeper dots. Old interviews where Durk talked about loyalty, about cutting off people who ain't move right. Some claimed those were subliminal shots. Others said he was mourning. But the comments got darker. Vaughn ain't die from enemies. The streets talk. Durk knows something. Meanwhile, inside OTF, cracks were showing. One insider, known only as T, who used to run with the crew, gave a shocking anonymous statement to a podcast. After Vaughn passed, the vibe was weird. Meetings stopped. Calls stopped. People were scared to even bring his name up. You could tell folks knew something, but didn't want to say it out loud. The host pressed him for details. "Was Durk involved?" he asked. T paused, then said quietly, "All I'ma say is, when power and fame collide, truth becomes dangerous." That clip got over 1 million views in 2 hours. Meanwhile, Chicago was buzzing. Vaughn's old neighborhood threw a memorial event, and Durk didn't show up. Fans noticed immediately. His team said he was out of town handling business, but the damage was already done. To the streets, absence speaks louder than statements. At the event, Vaughn's mom addressed the crowd. He was loyal. Too loyal. And sometimes, that's what gets you hurt. Her words hit like a gut punch. In the middle of her speech, someone in the crowd shouted, "Say the name." But she just shook her head, tears streaming down. "Y'all already know who I'm talking about." Phones came out, clips went viral, and the internet went wild again. The next day, Durk finally broke his silence, or tried to. He posted a single photo, him standing in front of a mural of Vaughn, hand on his chest. The caption simply said, "Forever second, never forgotten." But the comments weren't sympathy. They were fury. "Now you post." "Too late, bro." She said what she said. The post got millions of likes, but the comment section was war. Then came the biggest twist, a leaked clip from a documentary team that had been following Durk during his 2021 tour. In the footage, the producer asks Durk about Vaughn's passing. Durk sighs deeply, then says, "Everybody think they know, but they don't. I lost more than a brother. I lost myself. But some stories, better left untold." Fans froze on that line. Better left untold? That phrase spread like wildfire. Some said it meant Durk was protecting someone. Others said it was guilt. Either way, it was enough to reignite every theory. Even celebrities started weighing in. Boozy Badass commented on a live saying, "Man, these industry folks know more than they say. Y'all just not ready for the real." Academics made 3 different videos analyzing every Durk lyric from the past 2 years, trying to decode hidden messages. Meanwhile, fans noticed something strange. A few OTF artists started dropping cryptic lyrics too. One verse from Buka 600 stood out. "Homies switchin' sides, angels in disguise / streets talkin' whispers, truth never dies." It felt like a message, or maybe a warning. Vaughn's mom reposted that lyric with 3 fire emojis and the caption, "They talking now." The energy online shifted again. What was once grief had turned into investigation. And what was once music now felt like evidence. Durk, under growing pressure, canceled a live performance in Atlanta due to unforeseen circumstances. His fans defended him, saying he needed peace. Others said he was hiding. But as one viral tweet put it, "You can run from questions, but you can't hide from the truth forever." Then, another shock. A former OTF affiliate dropped a tell-all interview claiming there were missing studio files from the night Vaughn recorded his final verse. "That track never dropped," he said. "And I know why. It had names in it. Real names." The interviewer leaned forward, eyes wide. "You saying Durk's?" The man smirked. "I'm saying go listen to what ain't there." Fans flooded old, unreleased snippets, hunting for clues. Conspiracy channels posted slowed-down versions, claiming to hear hidden words. The chaos was total. As days passed, Durk's silence grew louder, and Vaughn's mother's voice grew stronger. "If you love someone," she said in another emotional live, "you don't stay quiet when their name gets dragged. You fight for them. You protect their legacy." Her words hit hard, and now, even people who had once dismissed her started listening. Because something about the pain in her tone didn't sound like clout chasing. It sounded like a mother who lost everything, now losing patience. By the end of that week, 3 hashtags dominated Twitter. #JusticeForVaughn, #DurkSpeakUp, and #OTFDivided. The world wasn't just watching anymore, it was waiting. And as fans scrolled through their timelines, one comment under Vaughn's old post stood out: "Legends don't die, they just leave behind secrets." That comment had over 200,000 likes. The story picks up just days after the internet exploded with #OTFDivided trending everywhere. The streets were alive again, but not with music. This time, it was tension. Chicago, Atlanta, Louisiana. Every corner of the hip-hop world was whispering about Lil Durk, King Vaughn, and the words that still echoed from Vaughn's mother: "He knew too much." That's when everything changed. A mysterious clip surfaced online, grainy, time-stamped, taken from the security system of a private studio. The uploader's name? OTF Watcher. The caption read, "The night everything changed." The video showed Vaughn and Durk walking into the studio together. They exchanged a brief handshake, not the warm kind fans remembered, but distant, almost formal. There was no laughter, no smiles. Just quiet tension. Inside, Vaughn took the mic first. He was spitting bars with his usual fire, eyes burning with something unspoken. Durk sat behind the glass, nodding along but saying nothing. When Vaughn finished his verse, he looked straight at Durk and said, "You still with me, right?" Durk's response was faint but clear, "You know how it go, bro, loyalty over love." The internet went wild. Fans replayed that scene thousands of times. Some called it fake. Others swore it was real. But what mattered wasn't proof, it was perception. And perception was destroying everything. Meanwhile, Vaughn's mom made another appearance, this time on a major podcast, sitting across from a well-known hip-hop journalist. She looked composed, but her tone was sharper than ever. "People think I'm out here for attention," she began. "But I lost my son. I got nothing to gain. All I want is the truth. All these people that said they loved him, they went ghost when he died. That silence hurts more than anything." The interviewer asked if she thought Durk had something to hide. She didn't answer directly, just said, "When the truth comes out, some people gon' have to face God." Her words sent chills through the audience. That night, fans noticed Durk's IG story again. Black screen, 3 words, "Let them talk." But talking is exactly what made things spiral. Hours later, a former videographer from OTF went live, claiming he'd seen files that never made it public. Videos, voice notes, contracts. He said one file in particular was labeled Legacy Cut, and that after Vaughn died, it was locked up by management. When asked what was inside, he said, something that had flipped this whole thing upside down. The live ended abruptly. His account vanished the next day. The streets went silent again. But silence never lasts in this world. Just when everyone thought it was over, Vaughn's mom dropped a bombshell. A handwritten note she claimed was from Vaughn, found in an old notebook. The words were chilling. "If anything happens to me, don't cry, Ma. Just know I tried to make it right. Some people don't want me free. Not from jail, from them." She held it up on camera, voice trembling. He knew. He was trying to leave the streets. He was trying to do right. And that's what got him killed. The reaction was instant. Blogs, fan pages, and rap channels lit up like fire. Candidly, Cassie dropped a full expose video titled King Von's Final Words, the note that broke OTF. It pulled millions of views in 24 hours. Meanwhile, Durk went underground again. No posts, no appearances. But paparazzi caught him leaving a lawyer's office, face hidden under a hoodie. The caption read, "Durk lawyering up." Even his closest allies seemed uneasy. Buka 600 posted, "Loyalty'll kill you faster than hate." The post was deleted minutes later, but not before it was screenshotted and shared everywhere. Fans were split. Some said Durk was protecting his peace. Others claimed he was protecting secrets. But when you mix grief with fame, the truth becomes entertainment, and entertainment becomes chaos. Then came the final twist, an emotional confrontation that changed everything. Vaughn's mom revealed she'd reached out privately to Durk, asking for one last conversation. Not for the cameras, not for social media, but mother to brother. After weeks of silence, he agreed. They met at a small church in Atlanta. No entourage. No phones. Just them and a pastor who was close to both families. Witnesses later said the meeting lasted nearly 2 hours. Voices were raised. Tears were shed. At one point, Durk was heard saying, "I loved Vaughn. Don't believe everything they say." And she responded, "Then why'd you stay quiet when they tore his name apart?" There was a long pause. Then Durk reportedly said, "Because in this life, truth don't heal, it kills." That line became the headline everywhere. When the two finally walked out, they didn't hug. But they didn't fight either. There was just silence, the kind that comes when words aren't enough. The following week, Durk dropped a new song, surprise release, no promo. The track was titled Legacy Ain't Love. It opened with a chilling line, "I seen the realest ones switch when the money got real / cried in silence. Pain the only thing I still feel." Halfway through the song, there was a verse that made everyone freeze. "Told his mama I'm sorry. I did all I could / world think I'm heartless, but only God understood." The comments section went insane. Is this his confession? Or is he defending himself? No one knew. But the song hit #1 on YouTube within hours. Vaughn's mom didn't respond publicly. But a few days later, she posted an old picture of Vaughn as a kid, smiling with a caption, "You can't bury truth forever." It became one of the most shared posts of the year. The rap world stood divided, some defending Durk as a man trapped by fame, others saying Von's spirit would never rest until justice was done. Even months later, the story refuses to fade. Rumors of documentaries, interviews, and exposés swirl, but no one has the full truth. Just pieces: pain, loyalty, silence, and loss. And in the end, maybe that's the most tragic part. Because as Von once said in his own words, "Ain't no friends in this game, just people waiting for your story to end." The screen fades to black. The narrator's voice comes in, the tone slow, deep, emotional. This was more than a story about music. This was about brotherhood, betrayal, and the cost of silence. Two men who rose together, only for one to fall while the other carries the guilt. Fans may never know the full truth, but one thing's for sure: the streets remember. And legends never really die. A soft instrumental plays, echoes of Von's signature flow layered over Durk's somber tone. If you made it this far, you know this story hits deeper than rap. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Von's mom was right? Or was this all just grief and rumors gone too far? Smash that like button if you believe real loyalty never dies. And subscribe for more untold stories from the world of hip-hop. Because behind every beat, there's always a secret.